Hello, hello. Well, it's been a whole week since my beautiful nature retreat that I attended in Wales with beautiful Kirsty Jandrell. That's the literal only way I can describe her. And the incredible Tim Wild. They were just amazing at holding space for what we each went to do there and connecting us with the energies of the temple of nature. And it was an incredible escape, really, but an escape into a really grounded energy. And there's a lot of interest for me because I followed Tim Wild since lockdown, where he was talking about practical ascension in terms of how do we raise the vibration on the planet so that we can live in a more harmonious state together. And so I was fascinated by this concept, and it's been unfolding in different ways over the last 6 years. So this was an opportunity to go and spend time in a physical space with Tim and understand a little bit more about that too. And the thing is, what he is proposing around ascension is very similar and aligned with what I sense around my role with Reiki and what I've always wanted to do, which is heading towards a more utopian ideal where we can live in a state of harmony rather than fear. And so that's largely why I've chosen this path of Reiki and why I do the Reiki Master and why I work in energy every single day. And the horses have shown me that they're allies in this work. So that's where my direction lies. So it was beautiful to go and spend time in the retreat and receive that. And what was interesting to me was that, what I learned on the retreat was that there are other people who have those ideals, and it doesn't have to be a specific way. It's more about having a frequency whereby you can hold space for others and give them that much needed hug when they're going through some sort of transformation. And by that I do not mean pity. I don't mean having a hug through tears, because that's not what this is. This is about when you're actually in your shadow, actually people holding space for that and allowing it to be what it is so that you can see it for yourself. It's deeply coaching energy, but it goes beyond that because it's transformational energy. It's like being surrounded by beautiful mirrors who just reflect back the light that you have. And when you're in your highest vibration, they reflect that back to you. And that is, we all had a taste of that in this weekend, what it's like to be faced with divine mirrors and the transformation that can happen when that's in place. And in that way, what it would look like on an earth where everybody was honoring the divine in everyone else. So it was a perfect reflection of that, and it has reinvigorated me in the essence of what I do. And it's funny, really, because I ran a Reiki masterclass the weekend before the retreat, which was it felt like that was a beautiful entry into the energies of the retreat in nature, because it kind of helped me to really boost my energies and be really connected to nature before I went, rather than necessarily being in the rushing around energy of weekly life when I'm doing other sessions with the horses and very practical orientated stuff. And this is the whole point, we're learning to bring that energy down to earth, that constant high vibrational, not the escaping energy, the actual high vibrational stuff where we're really in love and essence, but then allowing that to flow into our physical spaces and show up with that vibration for everybody. And so it was lovely to be in a space where that was reflected back, because then I could receive that healing too. And then interestingly, just before I left, I had a very last minute booking for a Reiki class to be held this weekend. So actually I'm sitting in the energies of a Reiki masterclass today, tomorrow and Monday. So again, that was a really beautiful Reiki master sandwich with a Temple of Nature retreat as the meat in the middle. So this is my integration. And tonight is the full moon, so I'm preparing a beautiful full moon essence. And it's not just any old full moon, this is our blue moon, so it's the once in a blue moon. So all of the stuff that I have understood, the truths, the realities, the release of the false timelines can be cleared this weekend as we step into our I am presence, our authentic I am presence on earth. And that's going to be a powerful shift. So I'm preparing an essence for that so I can keep spraying it throughout the years. It's a perfect time to capture those essences. And then Nicole and I are doing our full moon, blue moon activation tomorrow evening. So if you're looking to have space held by people who are doing this work, then feel free to join us. And that is a freebie, that one, by the way. So you can join in, just have a look at the links in the comments or what have you for the Zoom. And that's at 6 p.m. UK and 12 p.m. On the Eastern time. Okay, so just to say, that's where it's at, and it's been a wonderful couple of weeks. I'm just incredibly grateful for everything I've just learned in the last 2 weeks, and for the beautiful weather that's helped to make being outdoors an even greater pleasure than it often can be, and that it ever normally is. Okay, have a beautiful week.